Hi, in this tutorial we will learn how to create this object. It can serve as a body for a lamp, for example. We can control almost all of its aspects. For example, the bottom radius, also the total height, we can control the outer bulge of the blades and the inner separately. And this is for the inner. I can make it straight inside. I can control this part here, this fillet here. It works for the upper part and the lower part. I can control the thickness of the blades. The count. The rotation of the blades. I can make it smaller at the top, the radius, or I can open the shape. I can preserve the bulges and do this. And for this plate here, I can control the thickness and its width. After that, you can maybe add your own nodes to customize other stuff if you like. So let's start from scratch. Okay, we'll start by going to curve, circle. This will determine the radius of the base. I will add a point, set one point, I will choose 0. This will help me at the end to be able to move the overall object in the viewport using the mouse. Now from curve, analyze, evaluate curve. This will help me to add a point somewhere on the circle length. Using a panel, I will type 0. This will create a point here at the beginning of the circle. Move I'll move this point up in the Z. This will determine the total height of the object. I need another point at the middle, so I will choose move again. I'll Control C, Control V. From math, I will choose divide. I will delete this. I'll type 2. Connect this here. And this point, I will connect it here. So now I have this point in the middle. It will stay in the middle because of this equation here. So when I bring this up and down, okay, now I want to push this point on the x-axis. Again, move, on the x, hide this. So now I have the starting point, the top, the middle. Now I can create the arc from curve, primitive, arc 3 point. This will create an arc that passes through 3 points. So I will plug this point here for A, the middle point B, and the top C. And now we have this. Now I will create an offset for this circle here. Offset curve. Bring a slider. Now if I want to make this offset inward, I can right click, use expression, and type -x. This will make this number negative. So now what I can do, Control C, Control V. I will plug this offset circle here. For the inner bulge, I can play with this. So now I have those two arcs. I need to create this fillet on top. So from curve, spline, blend curve, arc 1, arc 2. Now if you see this, so you probably need to flip the orientation of the curve. So I can use flip curve, and then connect this. So now I have this here. Control C, Control V, and here I will plug this to B and this to A. So I have those two fillets here. For the continuity, you can keep it curvature. Now if you like to make it straight, you can right click and choose position, as you can see here. For the bulge values, I will choose the same value for A and B. Basically A and B are the two end points. The bulge on the one end point and the bulge on the second. I want both to be the same, but you can choose different values if you like. And the same thing for the second blend on the, because it's 0, you can see that it's straight, and if you increase it, also for the continuity we can use the same value, a spinner between 0 and 2, because we have only 3 values, 3 possibilities. Okay, now we have those two fillets here, two blends. What we need to do is to join all of these curves together to form the shape, the contour of the or the profile of the blade. So I'm gonna choose join curve. Okay, so I will start with this arc here. Use shift to add to the input, so press shift, and I'm gonna add the bulge here, the blend here, then this arc, and then this blend here. Now we have this. I can hide everything. So now I'm gonna extrude this in the Y direction. I will copy and paste this extrude here, right click, expression, -X, So here, for example, if I make this value 0.2 or 0.1, let's say, this width here, this thickness here is 0.2, it's the double. Now it's 0.4. I will join those two extrusions. Join, B-rep join. Also press shift to add. And I will close it to make it a solid using cap holes. If I want to be able to rotate this, I'm gonna choose rotate. The angle I want it to be in degrees. For the plane, I want the plane to be the XZ plane. But I also want the origin of this plane to be here, so I will bring this point here and make it the origin of the plane itself. Now for the angle, I will choose a range between -90, you can have a different range if you like. For now I will keep it 0. And now it's time for create an array, polar array. The center of the array is by default the 0, 0, but I want it to be more flexible. So for now it works because we already have the object centered around the 0. But if you want to move it around, it's better if we use this as the center of the polar array, so that when I move it with the mouse, it will move. For the count, choose a value between, let's say, 1 and 60. Now for the base, I will use this offset curve. You can use the first one here, doesn't matter. Also offset curve. another offset. Now these two, I will create a surface from them. Going to surface, boundary surface, press shift. Now remember, for this one, sometimes it doesn't work if the data structure is different. For example, here you can see from here they have the same data structure. If they don't have this thing, for example, I'm gonna right click here and say flatten, for example. You can see that it doesn't work because it's different. So it will create a surface for each one of those two separately. So remember this detail. What you can do, for example, if you have this problem, you can also flatten this one. So, or you can use flatten here. Now, I'm going to use extrude. On the Z. And now it's time to give them some color to see them in the properly in the rendered viewport. Preview, custom preview. Here I'll create a box. Swatch. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. And now it's finished. We can play with all these settings now. For example, the number, the rotation, the thickness, here the blend type, also the degree of blending. And for the total height, I'm gonna use this value here in both arcs. These are controlling the upper point. Also here. Now with this value here, we can control the bulge of the outer arc. The inner one is still the same, and when we go down here, we can do this, or we can make it 0 and they are straight. And here for the rotation, and you can add your own parameters to control other stuff and play around. You can continue this exercise by maybe creating a top cap or something like that. So basically that's it for this tutorial. Hope you like it. If you do, please press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.